There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Belly of Tea. The winds blew hard, her bow dipped down, oh blow me bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low.
All right, and welcome everyone to the much anticipated, long overdue Session 5 of Skull and Shackles, a Pathfinder edition actual play, first edition actual play, the best edition, some might say. If you're feeling a little down and out, if you're feeling like, man, even though we technically beat Wizards of the Coast, but I'd still like to try something new, might I recommend the superior, best system that has ever existed, with no flaws whatsoever, Pathfinder, first edition, by Paisio. Paisio? Paisio? How do you say it?
Paizo.
Paizo? Paizo?
Paizo.
Paisio. Paizo.
Paizo.
Paizos. But anyway, hey, welcome everyone. I, of course, am Dear Wolf. Joining me today are 4 awesome pirates that I consider my buccaneerish friends. We're going to go around the table. We're going to have these awesome pirates remind us who they are, who they're playing, and then we're going to have a glorious and very intense, very visual and visceral recap by none other than Blau. It's going to be amazing. He's going to fill us in on what happened last session and then where we find ourselves here today. So we're going to go Atomic, Blau, Zeb, and Patrick. I actually said it right today, Zeb. You should know that I love you. I said it right. Go ahead. Take it away, everyone.
Everybody, this is Atomic. I am playing, I had to remember because it's been so long. It's been such a long time. I am playing Harlan Blackmane, the tiefling druid that likes to zippity zap people. And, you know, it's been nice knowing you all. And we who are about to die salute you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joe. I'm playing Caius the Kinless, the Asmodean anti-paladin, and I'm already wearing like a funerary veil because we're all going to die. We're all dead. Look at my body.
Hi, how's it going? I'm Zeb. I'm going to be playing, oh God, who am I playing in this one? I'm playing Edward Tarbos, our human fighter who is kind of fucking done with the guys that are running the crew, and it's about time something happened to them.
What? You
Also,
don't like
I'm-
Mr. Plug?
No,
What?
Nope.
Scourge's my
Come
favorite.
on, Scourge is awesome. They're just so friendly. They're just so
Plug's
nice
got a
about
weird
everything.
ponytail, and I
Come
don't
on.
trust it.
This
He
is-
can't be bald and have a ponytail at the same time. That's a man you don't
I
trust.
like that. That's your metric for untrustworthiness.
No, that's a guy that sells heroin in a parking lot.
He
like
does
outside
have a
the
rat
gas
tail.
station.
It's real weird. The rat tail is weird. Like, it's
That
a
guy-
weird choice. Yeah.
You know, when you can look at somebody's hairstyle and you, like that guy drives a T-top Camaro. I just know.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I love everything about that. That is awesome. That's awesome. Last but certainly not least.
Patrick, I'm playing Wakir, who has no hair on the top of his head. I haven't ever thought about what's on the back of his head. So maybe he has a neck beard on the backside. I don't know.
I kind of
First
hope he
next
does.
Yeah.
I like that we're all bald in some way. Like Patrick's character, all of us actually being bald.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a bald NPC somewhere for Wolf to play.
Plug,
Hold on.
Plug with his stupid hair.
Who's bald? Owlbear. Owlbear doesn't have any hair. I can play Owlbear.
We're all bald.
Yeah.
Buh.
Yeah. You can do it. It's good. I like it. So we're gonna open with Caius. Caius here in his journal. It's got lots of like little like devil looking, you know, like symbols on it and things like that. And it's like his little personal journal. It says the diary of Caius on it. And I'd like you to fill us in on what transpired last session.
Blank.
He's got a diary.
Do you not
Blank.
remember? It's just blank.
No.
It's
we
like-
finished convincing the last of the crew that we were going to get to come to our side
Mhm.
We have a bunch of allies now. We sacked a ship. I think that was last session, right?
Mhm. Yep, the man's promise.
We took the man's promise. I think we lost some crewmen taking it as well, didn't we?
Not a single one.
No.
Nope.
Oh, I thought we lost the dwarf. I thought he died.
Oh,
Nope.
he barely survived, but he is alive and he
Oh
is like
right. Yo,
tied to you.
Wakir came in clutch and saved him from the ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
Kieran didn't kill anybody last episode.
Yep.
So yeah, we took the ship. We discovered Syl is a Syl is a Dampier as well.
Mhm.
And we got ourselves marooned with the man's promise on a reef or a sandbar. I can't remember what it was.
Mhm.
And some of our crewmen were taken, and we need to go save them.
That is true. Very, very, very true. All of that transpired. So we're going to open our scene aboard the Man's Promise. Now, this is the ship that Captain Harrigan had given to two of his officers, Mr. Plug and Master Scourge. Master Scourge, Plug. Anyway, I digress. Master Plug, Mr. Scourge. That's where we're going to go. But he'd given to them, and he had ordered them to take it to be sold in Port Peril. All right, that is where they were supposed to take it. But very early on into the journey, you all discovered that, well, you guys weren't heading in the direction of Port Peril. You were not heading in that direction. In fact, you guys were heading more southward. Southward, actually, towards sort of the southern reaches of the Shackles. And there was a couple of checks, and you all realized pretty quickly that you were likely heading to think of it like a chop shop, but for boats. It's a chop shop where you are able to change a ship's lines, give it a new name, modify it to where it would not be readily identifiable or recognizable from someone who had been aboard the vessel before, someone who knew it. And you get the impression that Master Plug and Mr. Scourge, Master Plug, are deciding to go turncoat and take it over themselves.
Ooh.
However, during the journey, you guys ran into a pretty nasty squall, and when the squall finally cleared, you found the vessel marooned on the shores, or kind of on a shoal near to the Isle of Bone Rack Isle. Now, I'd like everyone that has it, you can make a knowledge history or a knowledge local, and if you have neither of those, you may roll a profession sailor check. You can also roll a profession sailor check if you prefer. You got it.
Well, all I have is sailor.
Oh, shit.
17.
Edward, not so bad. Not so bad,
19.
Edward. Not so bad. Not so bad. That's pretty good so far. Looking pretty good so far. So, Hakir, though, you are the one that actually is going to know this information. So, during some of your, tales that you've told at some of the bars, some of your own singing, inspiring, you've overheard other skalds, other performers singing old sea shanties and, different, sort of like, just different shanties, I'd call it, different shanties about different locations. And what you have heard about Bone Rack Isle, it's not good. Bone Rack Isle is known to be very, very cursed. It is said that the bones of those who enter onto the island they find their way back to the sea to be displayed like these warnings to others. Whatever spirits, whatever horrible creatures inhabit Bone Rack Isle, they wish to be left alone. And in fact, as you all look out towards the direction of the island, you are in the kind of northeastern. Now, Bone Rack Isle itself is a kind of banana-shaped sort of island. And you would find yourselves on the northeastern side of this kind of banana-shaped island. All right? Now, the ship itself is about 200 feet from shore, but because it has been marooned, it has run aground, on this shoal area, it's actually a pretty easy walk, maybe at most waist deep to get to the shoreline. Now, during the evening, unfortunately, several of your crewmates vanished because they were likely taken in the night. The only signs of what, if anything, may have taken them was you found a severed tendril that looked like it had come from an octopus, but you were very quickly able to recognize it as being from a Grindylow. Now, Grindylows, which you have run into before, are the goblins of the sea. They kind of have the upper torso of a goblin and the lower torso of like a squid or an octopus.
Yuck.
Now, in the morning, the two commanders of the vessel, they've gone to calling themselves the captain. You've got Master Scourge, who has come to calling himself Captain Scourge here. It's like he's not even trying to pretend anymore. He gave the order to the four of you specifically. It felt personal because it likely was, to head out to Bone Rack Isle and to find out what happened to the missing crew. They also need you because when you ran aground, the mid-mast, we have 3 masts on this sailing vessel, the mid-mast cracked and is likely no longer usable. So you need to find a tree of proper size, dimensions, etc. to replace that mast.
Oh boy.
Yeah. They're very specific. Master Captain Scourge, I should say. You, the 4 of you, you'll travel onto the island, find us a tree worthwhile, and if you happen to find the missing crew, bring them back. But don't dilly-daddle.
Are you sure you only want to send 4 of us, Captain?
If you can't accomplish a simple task as this, you're not worthy to be aboard my ship.
Well, you know, this island is notorious for.
As
we're
you
gonna
go
need
to
some more
speak
people.
back, Hakir, you hear this, you feel it before you hear it, but Mr. Plug takes his whip, whips it out, and you get a thwack right across your face. This nasty gash in the side of your cheek begins to bleed. You take 1 damage as he does so, and he barks at you. Did he stutter?
Mm. He's getting
No,
a look.
Captain.
You're getting a look. Dead look.
Yeah. So on the deck of the ship, the deck of the Man's Promise, you've got a couple of your crewmates kind of, watching the situation. And if you recall, there were a number of the Man's Promise's crew that had been they'd been spared by Captain Harrigan, Mr. Plug, and Master Scourge, Captain Scourge, I should say. And they have they've got that, what's the phrase that I'm looking for? They seem kind of
Stockholm syndrome.
kind of Stockholmed in here. Yeah, thank you. They seem a little bit of Stockholm syndrome towards him. So they seem a little bit crazily, dedicated. And you can see that there's a bit of tension on the deck. Hakir, you were giving this nasty glare to the 2 of them. You can see Mr. Plug is beginning to coil up his whip once again as though he's about to let it back behind him and then whip you again. Do any of you step in? Any of you step in this moment? You just let Hakir continue to eye him.
Edward would definitely kind of step, like, hand against Wakir's chest and kind of push him back just a little bit and just go, "We're on it, Captain. We'll take care of it."
Good. You have 4 days. 4 days. If you don't return before then, don't bother coming back.
See ya. What are you going to do if we don't come back? Send another crew?
Send someone more competent.
What if we stay there and kill those people?
You watch in this moment as Mr. Plug draws his cutlass and begins to advance on you. As he advances on you...
I verbally say some words.
Ooh. Oh no. Is this happening right now? Is this all
looks
going
like it.
down right this second? I thought we might have a few
Fuck.
moments before things got crazy. So, yeah, I
Oh, we're
think
doing
this
some
is,
murderous
I
command.
think this is
Oh,
happening.
Lord.
I think this is all happening right now. So,
Oh,
this is
shit.
it's about to go down. Friends, I didn't actually think it was going to happen right this second. I didn't think it was going to actually happen right this second, but it appears that the mutiny may be happening right now as I speak, let me move everybody over to the battle map here. So we're back on the deck. It's a slightly marooned vessel, as it were. But let's readjust, because we had all of you up on the deck. Let's get you guys all up on the deck. We had Mr. Plug, Master Scourge. So if everybody actually wants to grab their token, move yourselves up onto the deck, as it were. It's probably about it's about half and half. There we go.
Where's Plug out?
Yeah, so he would have been coming down. Master Scourge is up on here. You've got the little crazy kid. You got their ally. You've got the foppish looking elf up here. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's happening though. It's happening. So who is missing? Let's see here. So we had Narwhal Tate is missing. We had Barefoot Sam's is missing. Albert Hawthorne's unfortunately missing, and so was Sandra Quinn. So those are the people that were missing. So let me make sure I don't have duplicates of them. I didn't see this coming. I didn't see it coming. I should have known better. I should have known better. I should have known that this murderous crazy crew would get kind of hog wild on here. But yeah, this is about to all go down. I'm pretty excited, a little nervous, but pretty excited about this, actually. And you cast Murder's Command. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, there is a will save on that, right?
Yeah, he's got to do will save,
So,
and since it's an enchantment, it will get I get a +1 to that, so you have to beat a 15.
yikes.
Shit.
Yikes. So
All
you
right.
call out, whispering something about, like, kill your family. And as you whisper out to him, there is this moment of realization what you just tried to do. He barks a single order. And you see that there is a mixture. There's a kind of an even amount. Some of your allies, some of their allies up on deck. I'm just going to move a couple of them around, and you can see the tension. You see hands going towards weapons. You see folks setting down the line that they were working with. You see the foppish elf who was useless and just a terrible human being, and we don't like him anymore at all. I never did. See him up there kind of reach down into a spell component pouch, and there is a beat. This just moment where all you can hear is the wind. You can hear the waves sort of crash into the side. There's a bit of spray that sort of spirals up. You watch as it almost in slow motion kind of washes this misty spray. You can feel the water strike your faces. But Master Scourge, Mr. Plug in unison say, "Kill them! Kill them all!" We're going to drop into some combat, my friends. We're going to drop into some combat. The mutiny of the man's promise is happening. Here we go. Super excited about this.
To be fair, he's already called himself captain, so there's already been a mutiny.
All right, let me get the desert combat going. Oh my god, it's happening. It is absolutely happening. I'm really excited about this, by the way. I didn't think it would happen so soon, but here we go. Here we go. This could be bad. This could be bad for you guys, by the way. It could be bad. I don't know. You're feeling confident. You're feeling confident, which I appreciate. I do appreciate that about you. But you know what? We'll see what happens. Sometimes stories end in the death of everyone. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So we got this guy's right there. We got, who else we got here? We got Sandy.
You strike us down, our next characters will be more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
We got a whole crew. You got a whole crew that you guys could take. This guy here, he's gonna roll with a 3. I have so much initiative to roll. You're just gonna have to bear with me here. Boop. The elf. All right, we got. Let's see here. Sailor. They all 2. They go 2. 2. He is gonna go 4. You've got a lot of allies, right? You've got a lot of allies with you. And the way that we're going to handle this is that as the fighting breaks out, I assume that you guys had said you'll know when it happens and rise up and, kill those loyal to Master Plug and Mr. Scourge, right? Assuming
Yes.
that's the standing order in your quiet conversations with everybody. I love that. I love that very much. So it's not going to all happen simultaneously, but we are going to focus on the fight that takes place up on deck. All right. You can assume that there's battles happening downstairs. I'm going to be rolling for that in the background, and we're going to see how this goes. Good news is you've got a lot of pretty competent fighters downstairs, which is good. You've got some competent fighters downstairs. However, your crew is outnumbered, but you do have Fish Guts as a friend. He likes you guys, so he can just start throwing bottles at people, right? That's going to be absolutely great as well. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. But first up in the initiative is Harlan Blackmane. You hear Master Plug, hear Captain Scourge in unison say, kill them all. What would you like to do?
Would I like to do? That's a great question. So amongst I'm assuming all the redcoat minions on their side, just for ease of, like on the battle map, just ease of asking.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see. Good zippity zap.
Give you guys one more ally up on deck. I'm gonna give you Slilv. Like her. Oh boy. Here comes the thunder. Murder fire. You're absolutely right, man. Murder comes. Here it.
Harlan is going to just from his hand, we're gonna do a little flame blade, but
Ooh.
instead of fire, it is a sword of arcing electricity. And we're going full fucking Jedi Knight. Oh, Sith Lord, more like. And that will be his turn as he summons that to his aid.
Beautiful. All right, next to the initiative is Ratsline. Ratsline, who's that pipe smoking gnome or halfling with black hair. You watch as he's got. It's almost like he was ready, waiting for this. You watch as he reaches down, picks up 2 bottles that were on the ground, like these kind of like beer bottles. Grabs both of them, smashes them, and then goes to drive them into the kidneys of the guy standing in front of him. Like he's using improvised weapons. He's going for it. He's going for it right now. And let's see, what is he going to get? He's going to attack. We're going to see what happens. Come on, Ratsline. 7. It just kind of scrapes off the back of this guy's leather armor. It doesn't go through, unfortunately, but he's got that guy's attention. Fitz Chumlet is actually going to pivot over to this side, and he's got a crossbow in his hand, and he's going to fire it at Harlan. He's going to fire it at Harlan. But the good news is he only rolls a 14, which is not enough to hit you, so it just goes wide. This sailor next to you is going to draw a blade, a short sword. Is going to take a swing at you. Now let's see what happens. Ooh, possible crit. Does not confirm. Does not confirm. You simply take a whopping 8 points of damage. So as you draw your lightsaber, your electric blade appears in front of you. You're slightly focused on the spell, the power surging through your arm, crackling, and then you feel this burning sensation as a short sword is plunged into your side and then pulls back out, and you begin to bleed. Not actual bleed, but just for effects. Master Scourge. Oh boy. Mr. Plug is going to point his cutlass at Hakir, and a gout of water is going to flow out from it. What is your CMD?
12.
All right. That is a number that exists, which is good. I love this journey for you. I really do. I love this journey for you. So let's see here. Plus 11. 13. All right, you are hit with a geyser of water, and you are knocked back 5 feet, and you end up on your butt. You're knocked prone as he launches it. The water launches forward from his cutlass. Shakiva. She is going to ball her hands into fists and just goes to town on this guy next to her. And we're going to see how well she does. 19 is a hit. 15 is also a hit. And I think this guy's about to get his leg knocked out.
Gonna rip his head off like Mortal Kombat.
Oh my god. So you watch as the first hit, you can watch as the guy's jaw dislocates. The second hit caves his nose up into his brain. He is dead before he hits the ground. And she just screams, "No, Captain!" Just like, she's like super excited. Like, mutiny! Just like all about fighting, and is just super into it.
You just hear faintly there's this combo breaker.
All right. This guy here draws a blade. But right this second, he's not sure who to attack other than her. So he's going to 5 foot in, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to make an attack roll on her. 23 is a possible crit. 6 does not confirm. So she is only going to be taking a little bit of short sword. God damn, 8 damage on her. She looks wounded. She looks wounded, not down, not even knocked unconscious, but she looks pretty wounded. She drives the short sword into her back. She grunts, but then spins around, landing an elbow into this guy's face. He recoils back. It seems to have not done too much damage. But then you've got Balin Duskmore, Old Silk Feet. Old Silk Feet is going to look directly at Edward. Edward, I need you. Give me a will save.
All right.
You hear a lullaby in your ears. You feel slightly drowsy for a second. Not fall unconscious, which is good. That is very good. You are not affected by sleep, and the elf just looks perturbed, and he's going to move action over to this side of the vessel. All right, the sailor here sees the halfling just tried to stab him, so he's going to go for him. 16 on Ratline is a hit, unfortunately, for another 4 points of damage. Just a little stab into his shoulder. He just grunts. Conchabar is going to 5 foot back, and then he is going to cast Color Spray on these 3 sailors right in front of him. He's going, yes! Now's my time to shine! Colors! As he just like cackles colors. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens to these guys, because Color Spray's that is a spell.
I've never seen these before. Colors.
All I can think of ever since it came out was, if anybody who's seen the newer Suicide Squad movie, the dude that throws polka dots. That's all I think of when I hear Color Spray.
Oh my god! All right,
I just think of just like sad rainbows out of his finger.
They're set. So it's just literally a rainbow of color flies. It's like strikes these guys. They all start kind of like freaking out by it. Now they have to make, if I remember correctly, that's will saves. Which, oh boy, do these guys have great will saves.
I would like to state for the record that Tactical Rainbow is the name of my new band. Just saying.
I love it.
Oh, that's so good.
So all 3 of those guys here, listen to me. You watch as their eyes seem to go white. They scream that, "Oh God, the colors." Each of them is blinded and stunned. Blinded, then stunned for 2d4 rounds.
Like, man, everyone's got a plan until they get color spread.
Oh, that's terrible for them. They're basically screwed.
I love that. I love that
maced.
for them.
Yes.
I love that for them.
I love that journey for them. I love that journey for them so much. So literally he steps back. You watch as he like pulls color. Like you can see like this like purple and like this rainbow starts to kind of like swirl around and like pulls it down. It's just, and you just watch as it all just flows out. And they're all like, but they're like, oh, it's wonderful. And he is just cackling and his little mustache is bobbing up and down as he does so. This guy's stunned and blinded. This guy is like, oh my gods. And he's going to move over and he's going to go for her because he doesn't realize that that old Crimson Cogward is not on his side. So he's going to step forward. He's going to take a quick swing at her. 6 is a miss. This sailor here is going to stab downward at the on the floor gentleman at his feet. He's going to go for you, Hawk, here, which is unfortunate. But that is a 27. 16, does that confirm?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oof.
Don't roll max like you have been every other attack.
That is,
Yeah.
I'm going to have him hero
I thought we
point that.
killed the one that gave him the buff. What is
I'm going to hero
happening?
point that.
I mean, he did roll minimum damage. You want him to reroll? You want to reroll the attack? All right.
Yeah.
It's only 21. It's only 20. You take 3 damage. You watch as the blade is coming down directly for your throat, and you sort of roll to the side, and instead it just scrapes your arm, and you only take 3 points of damage. instead of that full amount, which is definitely a good thing. That was almost your life, my friend. That was almost your life. Absolutely crazy. Rosie Cuswell is going to 5 foot back, realizing these guys have been color sprayed, and she is going to start to play the jauntiest jig that you have ever heard. In fact, if you guys have heard the opening theme song, there once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Man's Promise. And it's not the great best version of it, but she is just going to town. Everyone currently has a +1 to attack, damage, and saves against fear. You are currently being Inspire Courage right now. Inspire Courage, which is fantastic.
That's my gig.
Edward!
Well, I'm going to stab Ponytail Boy because he's attacking my buddy.
It's coming for your buddy, my dude.
Yeah, he is coming for my buddy, and that will not slide. So, boom, boom.
All right. The first attack, you slash.
Can I
into
hero
him.
point the second one?
I think that's a great
First-
idea to reroll
yeah.
that attack. Yep. Go ahead and roll.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
offhand.
Uh,
Love that so much. Oh, nice! 7 points of damage to him. The first 7 is at 14 damage. So correct me if I'm wrong. You're wielding 2 cutlasses. Is that right?
yep, I have 2
So you're like
cutlasses.
slash at him. He
Mhm.
tried to bring his cutlass up, but as you slash down, he goes to block. You bring your other around, cutting low and cutting across his thigh. He groans in pain, but he is still standing, and he says, "I'll deal with you now." And Hakir twice drowned. You are on the ground, but you look really cool and you're not dead, which is good.
Can I acrobatics to stand up?
I will allow it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Without getting hit. No, I didn't.
Nah,
do
he's
very
gonna
well.
swing down at you. He's gonna go for you. He's gonna go for you.
All right.
Rolls a miss. He misses.
That's
Goes to
okay.
swing. You roll to the side as he stabs the deck next to you. The sword kind of chips the wood a little bit, and you're able to stand up.
All right, then something I don't want to normally do, but he's doing it. Pulls his rapier. That's part of his move action when he stands up, and no, didn't work. I don't think he's got 11 AC.
You hear the sounds of combat from below deck, and you're not sure how it's going, but it's going. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely going on down there. You hear the sounds of combat from down below. All right. Next up, we have the sailor who is dead. Master Scourge is going to take his whip, and he's going to whip it down towards Edward. Whip it down towards Edward. 13 is a miss. 13 is indeed a miss. Crimson Cogward is going to move over to here, not provoking attack of opportunity, because this guy doesn't realize that he's a threat right now. He's just going to kind of sell and be like, "Oh, we got him on the ropes. Don't worry about it." And then he's going to take his cutlass and go just directly for the back of the head.
And that's flanking, correct?
Oh, that is indeed flanking, my friend.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh!
Oh.
Crimson Cogworth! Oh! Let's go! Oh my god.
He's got a cutlass, right?
He does have a cutlass.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
my
great.
god.
That's crit.
Oh, 10 damage. You watch, he's like, "Oh, you've got her on the ropes. Yeah, that's right. Die, you son of a bitch." And he just brings it down, slashing across the back of the neck. You're pretty sure he severs the spine, and that guy the neck just falls forward. He drops down. He gives very, very quick nod over to Skivka, and she just nods back and then brings her fists up, ready to fight the guy, ready to start taking out the guys next to her. But that is another dead sailor.
She's gonna punch all the dudes that are bear mace.
Oh
Jesus.
yeah, hey, no. Hey,
I like
no
to
quarter.
punch babies too, I guess.
She is roaring, "No quarter!" Crimson screams, "No quarter!" Sliff says nothing but looks really hungry. But yeah, Kayetz, you're up next, my dude.
Guy starts calling, "Clear the deck, push for the rear castle," and moves towards the officer over here.
I love it. It's so good. Let's go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
5, 17 to
That
hit.
is a
Mr.
hit for 16
16.
damage as you bring your greatsword down on him, and he's like, he looks for the first time, he's just looked contemptuous. He's looked angry. He's looked just vile. You see fear in his eyes. He's bleeding profusely, and it's not going as well as he hoped it would. The sailor here is still unconscious. We are back. We are back to the top of the round. In fact, I forgot to roll for Slippery, Sly. She's actually going to go, and she's going to coup de grace the guy in front of her and just bury her fangs into his neck, and blood just splatters everywhere. She's just going to eat him. So that is another dead sailor. Hilarious. But Harlan, you're up next, my dude.
All right. Well, considering I've got one asshole beside me that has decided to, try and give me some speed holes. Yeah, I'm gonna swing at that guy. Now, there's a particular description in the Flameblade thing where it says it can ignite combustible materials such as parchment, straw, joysticks, and cloth.
Mm-hmm.
So if I smack this motherfucker, can I set him on fire?
Technically,
Like
no.
a cape.
Technically, no.
Technically,
Okay, that's
no.
fine. That's fine. That's
But
fine.
if you roll a crit, yes.
All right. So I am attacking. I'm hitting touch, by the way, because it's a spell. So I'm hitting against touch. How about that crit though?
All right. So imagine, if you will, you slash at him with this blade made of electricity. It strikes flesh, and you feel just a slight amount of resistance, Harlan, as you are driving it directly across, kind of like at an angle across his chest down towards his abdomen. He screams, and as he does so, he bursts into flame, like his clothing catches fire as you complete the slash through. Roll me another 2d6 damage.
2d6.
And you watch, he says, and it just falls over the side of the ship and into the water. Roll me an intimidate check.
I will roll you one intimidate check. If I could read, it'd be great. No, there is. 18.
All of their crew is demoralized for one round. They're taking
Nice.
-1 to attack and damage for one round as they watch one of their compatriots get cut with a lightning bolt and burst into flame and fall over the side. Like, that's scary. Like, maybe they're having some second thoughts. Ratsline is just going to go for it again with his improvised weapons, and he rolls an 8. Rolls an 18. The 18 does connect, which is awesome. It's only 1d4 plus 2 damage. That's still 5 points of damage. And you watch as he slashes and stabs this guy, like, in the arm, and then, like, drags it up the shoulder and, like, nicks his face. He starts to bleed profusely from the arm. So that guy's actually taking 1 bleed damage per round at this point as well. Ooh. Bips is going to reload his crossbow and actually take aim at... He's going to take aim at Caius. He's going to take aim at Caius because that guy's scary with his big greatsword. In fact, the would-be captain, is actually barking, "Bring down the vampire!" As he calls you, because he doesn't actually know what you are. You know, oh yeah, fangs. Everyone's a vampire. So rude. So rude. He's going to take a shot at you with it. We'll see what happens. I believe 19.
It's a hit.
-4 is a 15.
Oh,
which
that's a miss.
Is a miss. So that is unfortunate for him. The sailor here is very dead. Mr. Plug. You know what he's going to do? He's going to lean into it. And he's going to full withdraw back over into this corner over here and just get the fuck out of Dodge, because he's like, "To protect me, I have to heal myself." You see Jack.
Coward.
Shivka is going to coup de grace the man in front of her, grabs his face, and you just hear a snapping noise as she snaps his neck.
Oh, I love her.
Roars again.
I like her. I like her.
No quarter. She roars again. Jack is going to interpose himself. He has a small little whittling dagger in front of him and is just looking at you. And you hear him say to you, "Only the strong survive."
Someone just slap him to the floor and just step over him.
Yeah. All right. This guy here is going to wiggle his fingers at Caius. It will save.
Not bad at those.
You are slightly drowsy, but you shake it off, and the useless silk feet looks very concerned that his magic is not having any effect on you. This sailor here is feeling slightly demoralized and looks at the situation. He's bleeding. He's surrounded on all sides by enemies, and he is going to withdraw and jump into the water. As he dives into the water, he starts to swim away, and then you see a fin in the water. You see a second fin in the water. And about 5 seconds later, you see him sink below the water and just a pool of blood pools up and around him. That is a dead man.
If he didn't do it, I was going to summon Nature's Ally and see if I could summon something to eat him, so it's fine.
Conchabar is like, this is going swimmingly. Who's next? No quarter. No quarter. He screams. He's just having a fucking blast. And what he's going to do is he's going to step to here. He pulls a small wand from his belt, and he's like, away! And he just like casts from his wand magic missile, and the magic missile is gonna fly forward, and it's actually gonna hit the guy next to, he'll 5 foot over to here. Actually, he's gonna hit the guy next to Wakir with a magic missile.
It just swirls around my body.
Yep, swirls right around and pops this guy in the face for 3 damage. And again, he's just in his high-pitched Contrabar voice. No quarter, no quarter. All right, this gentleman here is also dead. Wow, this deck fight is going really well. It is now Sly's turn. She has eaten this guy. She comes up. You see blood just gushing down the front of her face. She looks over, and just that, she's almost bestial, dives onto the other guy, burying her fangs into his neck.
Edward's just gonna look at Caius and just be like, I like your girlfriend. She's a handy one.
Just blood everywhere. And as far as the deck fight's going, this is going really well for you guys. We're not sure what's going on downstairs. But it seems to be going very, very well. All right, this last sailor here, he sees the situation at hand. He looks up to the captain as though asking for help, like, Captain, what do we do? And you see Master Scourge, Captain Scourge, looking around. He's seeing his men falling. He's seeing the crew mutinying against him. And he just says, to the last man, you landlubbers! And he just cracks his whip. And this guy looks over at Wakir, looks at Caius, looks at the boat next to him. He's just going to lean into it. He's just going to stab again at Wakir. He goes for it. He misses. Misses completely. Rosie continues her performance and starts adding into, and that's about the time we said no quarter. That's about the time we said no quarter. And it's just we're having a good time. Edward, you're up next. There is a boy in front of you. Confused, damaged, deranged boy, but a boy nonetheless.
Edward's pretty much just going to, I tried to teach you to survive on this ship. You chose to listen to them. I tried to teach you about this way of life. You didn't want to listen. Look around you at the death around you, and he's going to step forward, and he's just going to full-on kick the kid out of his way.
You know what? Give me a CMB. Give me a CMB. Give me a CMB. Yeah, I'm going to give you a CMB.
My CMB.
Yeah, he's going to slash at you for 15, which is a miss.
Plus 6. What do I roll for CMB?
1d20 plus 6.
1d20 plus 6.
All right. 1d20.
That's what this guy's CMD is. More than a 9. But you know what? Zeb? I think this is flavor-wise and story-wise perfect. So while
Probably less than 15, though.
You boot him.
15 if you had the 6.
You boot him. Oh, it would be a 15. Excuse me. It would be a 15.
It's more like Edward isn't trying to kill the kid. He just wants to get him the
Here's
fuck
what
out of the
happens.
way.
Your boot connects. This is going to be your full round action to do this. All right. You boot him in the stomach. He flies back, crashing into the ballista that is behind him, and keels over, just groaning. The blade drops to the ground. The wind is knocked out of him. He's effectively out of the fight in this moment. He's out of the fight. Wakir, you're up next.
Okay, so what's the captain holding in his hands?
He has a cutlass and a whip.
Okay. And I can't see the other guy.
No.
And this guy's right here. I'm going to 5 foot back. When I look at the captain,
Captain.
and I'm going to do a somatic and then a call to Basbara and cast Burning Disarm.
Ooh.
On his cutlass.
Ooh, that's unfortunate for him.
So he has a choice of dropping it, or he takes 2d4 points of damage.
Seeing the situation at hand, he is going to hold on to the cutlass.
All right, so 2d4.
Yikes.
Oh,
That's
nice
unfortunate for him.
rolls.
That was a really good roll. You see his hand start sweating red. The cutlass itself is now red hot searing, and he just holds on to it. And he just keeps saying over and over again. It's not even really an order anymore. It's just like he cannot comprehend. He cannot believe what is happening. It's like he's trying to manifest it. Manifest. He's trying to manifest it.
Lower
And
the sound. Lower the sound.
Lower the sound. But it's not working. It's just not happening for him in this moment. So he is going to bring his cutlass and his whip up. He lashes out with his whip at Edward first.
Damn it. I tried to get him to drop it, but...
Hey, it was a good idea. 11. The whip
damage.
goes wide. He swings again with his cutlass, possibly critting. 28 is a
Whoa.
confirmed crit.
Wow.
Hard yikes. It's 4. All right, Edward, I'm super sorry in advance as he brings his cutlass down.
Hero point?
You want to spend a hero point to have him reroll?
You got one, Zeb?
I think I do actually. I think I still have one. Yeah, let's
All right.
let's get that
Not
reroll.
Roll that
a
crit.
bad idea. Not a bad idea. Let me reroll this attack.
He's probably gonna hit either way.
20.
But
It is a hit. It is a hit, but it's
Yep.
not a crit, which is good.
Mhm.
That is very, 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 very good. Because that would have hurt. That would have hurt.
Basmara's luck.
It's 2 plus.
That's me out of hero points. That's
All right, you only take 5 damage. It's only 5 damage as he slashes down. You see it coming for your face, and you kind of like you see it coming for your neck. So you kind of lean forward, so it just like nicks the top of your head and sort of cuts your hat, giving it a nice little like. It actually looks very stylish the way that it like slices into your hat's brim. It's definitely a look.
as the blood kind of comes over his face, he's just gonna look up at Scourge and just go, "I'm gonna hang you with that fucking whip."
Oh, Crimson Cogsworth is. You know what he's gonna do? He sees the upper deck looks like it's going well. He's going to interpose himself downstairs to help in the lower deck battle,
Hell
which
yes.
is going to give you guys... So what I'm doing downstairs is I'm rolling a encounter chance. Every time I roll at an encounter, they get a red dot. If they get a second red dot, that character dies. With him downstairs, I will re-roll every encounter chance that I get on each of the people down there to basically give them an extra chance to stay alive, which is good. So, next up is Caius. You're up next, my dude.
Get him, Kyle.
I'm going to move like so
Beautiful.
and attempt to cut down the Capitan.
Great. Oh,
14?
14, unfortunately, is not. Is that including the bardic performance?
That is.
Unfortunately, that is a miss. Unfortunately, that is a miss. This sailor here is dead, currently having her blood drank. All right, we're back to the top of the round here. Let me just roll a couple of encounters. living. Oh my god, everyone downstairs is doing great. Oh, yes. Okay, you hear some shouting, and you are hearing more shouting of no quarter than you are of oh gods, oh gods, oh gods. So it seems like the lower decks battle is going very well for your
No
crew.
quarter is beating to the last man.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are indeed. All right, Harlan, you're up next, man.
All right. Let's. I am going to fire an arc of electricity at our silk-footin'
This guy?
The wizard.
Wizard
this
back
guy. Yeah. Well, probably should take out this guy. Has this guy been hit at all?
Yes, he got hit by
He has-
a magic missile from
Magic missile.
Conchaba.
All right, we'll go after
A
him. We'll go
very
after him.
fancy hat,
We'll go-
fancily
we'll go
hatted
after-
gnome.
Yeah, we'll go after that
Got
guy.
a nice hat.
I didn't like that gnome to begin with, but I'm coming around.
Is
Coming around.
he growing on you?
His voice is still annoying as shit, but he's useful.
Both gnomes have earned a place.
Yeah.
fine.
All right,
They're
so
very useful sand goblins.
I love it. I
right,
love
so we are going to fire off the lightning arc at that guy. Oh, that's right. I forgot. That is an attack. I gotta fix that macro. I keep forgetting to do it. Let's try to do it this way. 21 versus touch for 12
Ooh.
damage.
Oh.
So I Emperor
Oh.
Palpatine a guy.
it. You just do the thing really quick.
Really, it's more like when Dooku fires it at Yoda and then Yoda
Yeah,
throws it
just
back.
the-
It's like Yoda throwing it back is more what it's like.
Just the single hand.
Just a single hand because he's got the lightning sword in the other. So he's just hucking lightning everywhere. It's like a fucking red
So
alert
the
testicle.
lightning strikes him. You can see it burn away a bit of his like clothing, and as it travels up, you see his eyes go wide and then burst, and he collapses to the ground. You just killed that Silkfoot. That was brutal, man. That was 12 damage.
He had it coming.
That
Tried
was
to make us take a nap.
awesome. That was awesome. Anything else, Harlan? You do have a move action.
I do have a move. We will. Gosh, I don't want to stack up with all of our teammates just in case. It seemed like a good idea. You know what? I'll stir him. I stir him for now.
Rat's line is going to scream no quarter, and he is going to charge forward towards this guy, attempting to stab him in the groin. He might get a crit miss. He confirms. As he goes to stab, he actually trips on a line and tumbles to the ground and ends up stabbing himself, which is unfortunate. So he's going to take 1d4 plus 2. 6 damage. Oh, Ratline falls unconscious and begins bleeding out. That's a real shame for him. Yeah. Yeah, it was a rough. He didn't see that line there. He was a little bit bloodthirsty. This gentleman here, though, sees that a certain Wakir is no longer surrounded by enemies or his allies, so he's going to take a pot shot at him. 23 is a hit. You are going to take 4 points of damage as a crossbow bolt strikes you, and then he is going to 5 foot over to here. Mr. Plug is going to reach down to his little belt loop. He's going to pull a small vial with green and golden liquid, and he's going to knock that back. And you watch as very few of his wounds heal up. That was a terrible roll for him, but you know what? He's feeling a little bit better. Shivka, looking at the deck, she's going to head downstairs too. And, pretty sure the fight downstairs is going in your favor. Jack Scrimshaw is out of the fight. Bellion Duskmore is dead. This sailor is being eaten by sharks. Conchabar is going to...
Caius shouts, "Take down the wounded officer!"
Is going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Know what he's gonna do? He's going to angle it to where it's only hitting these three.
Oh, no.
He is going to have to cast defensively. 15 plus doubles doesn't go off. He can't. He doesn't go off. He sees the guy that might stab him, and he is a squishy caster, so he hesitates a little bit. And he goes, "Oh, damn it! Someone kill this fucking asshole to my right!" And Slippery Sly doesn't have to be told twice. He's going to get up and charge this guy and just go for a nice little dagger strike, I believe. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's a possible
Yeah.
crit.
Plus the charge bonus.
Oh, that is. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
She bites his neck so hard his head explodes.
No, what happens is she charges forward and she has a dagger and just drives it into his throat and then just carries him to the ground. He is out. He is absolutely out. That sailor was about to have his turn, but he's dead. Rosie continues to play her fiddle, inspiring everyone. Edward.
She's doing my job.
Edward. She's just helping.
Can I reach the captain from where I'm at?
Absolutely. He is getting a
On the
partial cover
stairs?
bonus, but it's not a big deal. He's getting a +2 to AC right now because he has partial cover.
Well, we're gonna move to here.
Oh, damn it.
That would create an attack of opportunity from him. He will take it. He gets a 29.
Oh.
That is a potential crit. He confirms
That
his
is a
crit
crit.
on
Fucking
you.
Could
God.
have just done that.
Why did you just stay there?
You know what? Would you
Oh.
have liked to have moved around behind him instead?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yep.
So we watch as he swings wildly at you, but Caius brings his greatsword up and deflects the blow as you move around behind
Not
Caius.
lucky.
Yeah, that would have been real bad. That would have been real
Yep.
bad.
And is that my whole action, or can I still
No,
take
that is just a move action to get there. You still have
Okay.
your standard. You can take one attack.
one singular attack? Let me make
Let's
sure I
go.
got.
Do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing.
Oh, that's so much too.
Mhm. Let's go. Let's go.
Believe this is on the single one.
16 is a hit for 8 points of damage. You drive one of your cutlasses down. He goes to block, but it just kind of ricochets. Then you slash his left arm that's holding the whip. He continues to bark. Just defiance. Kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all. Like he cannot believe this is happening. Here, twice round. You're up next.
I retreat to here. 30 feet, but he doesn't count. He is not in my range. Not in range. In range. Technically in range unless he's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. She stabbed him in the face hole. Well, she created a new face hole for him. A neck
He's in
hole, I should say.
range. Harlan's in range. She's in range. I don't know if any of these other guys are going to come back from their massacre. You know what I'm doing.
I'm just gonna delete them. You're just gonna channel. I love it. Perfect. Perfect.
Channel energy for 4 points.
He is going to focus on Edward with his attacks. 22 is a hit. 13 is a miss. You're gonna get 1 slash with Cutlass. I believe it's still heat metal, so you still have to roll for that on his turn. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's only. I think that.
Just the 1 round. I thought it
burn-
lasted for more than 1
No,
round.
it's
but I
not
could be
heat
mistaken.
metal. It's burning disarm. It's a first
Okay.
level spell.
Okay, so it just
So
lasts.
it
one
only
round.
happened 1 round.
Mhm.
He either drops it or he takes the damage.
Okay. Takes 7 damage, Edward, and he's gonna 5-foot step back. And Crimson is downstairs messing it up. Let me roll one thing. Okay, from down below, you all hear what can only be described as the rallying cry of victory from down below. Yeah, you just hear them all like shouting, and you hear a lot of good stuff happening downstairs. Caius, you're up next.
He's gonna go ahead and start maneuvering because he's gonna double move to there.
Back to the top of the round. None other than Erlen Blackmane. What would you like to do, sir?
What would I like to do? All right, so get my handy dandy measuring device here. So these guys are, but which one of these guys is getting cover bonus? I know they're up 5-10 feet, but right.
All of them right now from range attacks are getting a cover bonus.
Okay.
You can get up here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You-
that's
you
what
have
they can.
Plenty of movement to get up there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am going to do so. Move up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I am going to we're going to continue the theme of zippity zap. Get the fuck back.
Give him the electric boops.
Give him the old zippity zappity. Get the fuck backity.
You've heard of the electric slide. You've heard of the electric feel, but have you heard of the electric boops?
Mutiny 2, electric boogaloo. All right, so we're gonna shoot at the what's his face?
Oh yeah,
Just about to say
the
that.
captain.
Oh yeah, Le Capitan. All right. What we get?
You all are fools!
23
I'll
resistance.
kill each and every one of you! I'll gut you! I'll feed you to the... And as he points his sword out, you cast your lightning, and you watch as it hits the sword, travels up his arm, it sears itself to his hand as his hand melts into it. He screams as it travels up his arm. You can see the electricity travel up his face. You see it arc up the side. You can see like when you see like it hits a tree. You can see the spread out from it. Arcs up his face, burning away. You smell burning flesh and hair, and he drops to the deck.
My plan worked out excellently.
That's pretty cool.
That-
That's 2
that'd
kills
be-
for you, Harlan. You're fucking
Yeah.
crushing it. Ratline is going to make a stabilize check.
No, he got healed.
got
by,
Oh, no, he
uh,
got healed for 4.
he
He's
got healed.
stable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
good. My
stable.
man's good.
Forgive me. He is totally stable, so he's just going to be unconscious. Phipps is going to look to the right. He's going to look back to the only remaining ally, Mr. Plug. And he's going to drop the crossbow.
Smart move.
Very smart
And
move.
He's going to drop to his knees and just start saying parlay.
Parlay.
Parlay,
Yeah,
parlay.
that's what I was hoping he was going to do.
Yep. Mr. Plug will look down at him, will glare at him, and as that man drops to his knees, you watch as Mr. Plug takes his sword and drives it through the back of his head and scores traitor. Traitor.
Oh, that pisses me off now.
That is unfortunately a dead guy, which sucks. Unfortunately, and let me go ahead and find him really quick. He was Flips Chumlet, old Flipsy, Flips Chumlet. Not good, not good. He is a dead
No,
man.
Peggy.
He's dead. Arlen Dustmore is dead. Balin. We'll have to let Aaron know that you killed him, and which is hilarious. But Mr.
Oh.
Plug, that was Mr.
Yeah.
Plug's turn. That's all he had, and he's just looking left and right. He's just glaring at everyone. Come at me! Come at me! I'll kill all of you! I'll sail this ship myself! You'll die! You'll regret the day that you cross swords with me! Come at me! He's just roaring, just defiantly as well. I'm gonna go ahead and remove some of the guys in the basement because they're still doing their thing. Contrabar is going to say, you know, that kind of level of stress is really not good for your complexion. He's gonna 5 foot to here, and he's gonna cast Color Spray on Mr. Plug because that's hilarious. Let's see, he's got 5 more. He can be stunned for a round. All right, let's have him make
Can he
a
do that from
will
down
save.
there?
He'll move
It's
up.
15 foot.
Yeah,
Okay.
15-foot cone, perfect. This guy's gonna make
Well,
a
Yeah, it is a
will
cone,
save.
so
His will save is
Well, I was saying he was lower, but now he's.
you watch as colorful rainbow crosses over Mr. Plug. He starts to waver back and forth, and you recognize that he is currently stunned for this round. Anchabar tips his hat and says, "My work here is done." Slippery Sly is going to wait, actually. She pulls the dagger out, and you see her, several of the other crew are making their way onto deck. And they're just, looking around. You see blood. You see some of them look a little wounded. You see some of them look a little tired. You see them all making their way onto deck, watching the situation unfold before you. Just waiting for one of you to make a move. Rosie continues to play. Edward, return.
it's a shame the ship is grounded and we can't keel haul again.
Edward is going to hold true to his promise, and he's going to go pick up the whip, and he's going to walk over, and we're going to hang this guy.
All right. So I think in this situation, you guys have enough actions to
Yeah.
knock him down. Basically subdue him. As the sounds of combat end,
Do we want to take him alive?
Yeah. We can hang
Okay.
him
all
for
you hear,
violation of the pirate code.
all you guys hear is the sound of the water. Still pretty early in the morning at this point. But there's, a lot of pirates on deck. They're all talking about the fight. You see that Ambrose Fishgut's coop took a blow at one point. You see he's got like a bloody wound on his stomach, but is otherwise fine. You see that Cutthroat Grok, even Cutthroat Grok's blade is bloodied. You see she is currently tending to Fishguts, but there's the remaining crew of the Wormwood. And now the man's promise is all looking at you as you have Mr. Plug. You have Mr. Plug tied up on the stern mast, the mizzen, as they call it. And old Scrimshaw is taken into custody by some of them. He's treated well. They're not going to beat him or anything, but they pull him aside, and he's kind of still groaning from the boot. Everyone's looking up to the four of you up on the stern castle. They're looking to you, and their expressions all speak to what's next. We do. You start to hear whispers of, well, who's going to be the captain now? Charge.
Caius steps up behind Mr. Plug, or it's Mr. Plug or Mr. Scourge.
That's
I
Mr.
don't see his
Plug.
name on the
Mr. Plug.
Mr.
That's
Plug.
Plug.
from the deck
Scourge-
above him.
Scourge is dead.
On the deck above him with his great sword, held downwards with it at his collarbone, and says, "No more tyranny, no more serving at a tyrannical captain's will, and no more shanghaiing unwilling crew, because this is what you get for it. If you want to serve here, serve with us. If you don't, we'll drop you off the next port. We just need to sail there, and we're not going to sail there under the same conditions you are sailing under, these fools."
Every man and woman on this deck is free. They can make their own choices. But I am not going to let this bastard get away with what he's done to us.
Hey,
A true captain is not a tyrant.
Kill him.
Besmara looks upon his kind and that other false captain as anathema. And anathema must pay the ultimate price. Remember the third rule of the code. Fortune favors courageous action. But martyrs and fools don't live to spend any reward.
Cheers, shouts, agreement, hip hip hurrahs.
Now, does he live or does he die?
Die, 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 hang him, kill all of them, throw him to the sharks, kill him,
Hang him from the yardarm.
Yeah.
Caius
So,
will just drive his sword from his collarbone down all the way through down to his hips.
right on.
Ooh.
You kill that man with one
Okay.
swift blow, and there is a lot of like, rah, rah, death, rah, rah. And as Mr. Plug slips off from your sword, we have another moment of silence. We have another couple moments of questioning, and we have a moment where I'm going to give you guys some gear. You guys get 2 Tidewater cutlasses, which are pretty sweet. You should definitely look that up on the
I
Archives of
can't use
Memphis.
those.
They're pretty amazing. Tidewater cutlass. It's a +1 cutlass that allows you to use a geyser of water once per day, which is great. Yeah, it was a hell of a fight, Vesper. Thank you. They did really good. Like, I don't think they lost a single person. They didn't, and they
Got
crushed
low.
it.
Well, being able to reroll those 2 crits that we would have
Yeah.
taken were
Mhm.
kind of
Oh,
key there.
I'm so glad I had those.
That was,
So-
yeah, that was good. Really good one.
I'm glad I did that.
All right. Let's see. We got Shackles of Compliance. Tidewater cutlass. So you guys find double of what I'm posting here, right? Because they each had the same kind of gear. And then you also gain +1 ship because you now own your own ship. You gain +1 man's promise. However, it's currently broken. So that's something
Yeah.
we'll have to deal with at some point, of course.
All right.
I would like to make a statement that I'm stealing Silkfoot's hat. True to form, I'm taking the hat.
Yep, you can cut 2 holes in it for your horn.
Yeah, just
you may wear
hat.
his hat.
I now have hat plus 1 hat.
Plus one hat. You know what's cool about that hat? You know what's really cool about that hat?
Yeah.
That hat is a hat of disguise.
Ooh.
So use that as you see fit. That's pretty great, man. Yeah, pretty
I'll
great.
take it.
I love it.
I was just gonna take it for style points, but sure.
Yeah. So, as everyone's celebrating the victory, celebrating the killing of the Taskmaster's overlords, I'm gonna go ahead and delete them. They no longer exist. Their bodies get thrown to the sharks. Anchabar actually steps forward. As glorious as this victory was, a bit unexpected. Didn't plan for you all to do it right now, but as we had discussed, we were all ready. He starts to ramble a little bit, and Cutthroat Grok actually steps forward, placing a calm but firm hand on his head, like on his little hat, and it sort of slides him behind her. You were the ones. You were the ones who orchestrated this. As is pirate tradition, those that called for the mutiny, as justified as it was, from among their numbers a new captain should be chosen. Which of you shall take on the responsibility?
Caius will raise his sword, but he does not, if anyone disagrees, he will step down. If anyone else steps forwards.
I go into prayer. You see me grab Besmara's holy symbol. Edward, are you going to step up or not? Are you more of a first mate kind of guy?
I think Edward would say, I'm going to step up as captain.
Okay. Edward steps forward, potential captain. Caius, do you still have your sword raised, or do you withdraw your desire for captaincy?
I'll put it to a vote.
Yeah.
That's what they would do, yeah.
As 2 of you step forward.
Harlan, you're good?
No, Harlan's more of a he's not kind of the guy in charge kind of guy. Yeah, he's definitely not necessarily first mate, but he's it's like he's a good supporting guy. He doesn't like being in charge.
A voice to listen to.
Yeah, he doesn't like being in charge. He doesn't like the responsibility of having to deal with stupid people. So
does Edward worship Besmar?
Yes.
Okay, I just needed to know that.
What good pirate doesn't? I mean, not a very good pirate.
Gozra.
That's not a very good
Gozra.
Yeah.
Gozra's a good one.
I walk up below and turn to the crew.
So were you saying a prayer?
I was saying a prayer.
Here's the feeling you're getting. It's almost as though Besmara, and the way that I'm going to describe this to you, Patrick, is that you feel the wind kind of shift. It's been blowing like across the bow of the vessel, and kind of blowing across the bow of the vessel, but it seems to shift almost as though it's kind of swirling around the ship. It almost feels as though Besmara herself is, well, it's like she's taking note of this situation. It's almost like she's watching. You can kind of feel this presence, this kind of powerful presence in this moment. And you watch as the sea spray kind of crashes up against the ship. One wave crashes up. It sprays like it did at the beginning of combat, kind of showering a little bit onto Caius. But then simultaneously another one crashes up, showering a little bit of spray onto Edward. It's almost as though Besmara believes either of these two would be good. And it is as though Besmara is telling you that the decision remains not with the gods, but with the mortals that will serve under whomever you choose.
Okay.
Cutthroat Grok steps forward again. since we have two that would desire the captaincy, we'll let each of them speak upon their merits. And, as a crew, we shall take a vote. Who will go first?
I'll step forward. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No,
You're good.
after you. No, please. No.
Yeah.
Fries for the table.
please,
Fries,
no, you,
after
please.
you, basically.
No.
Canadian stand up.
Kaya steps forwards and says, I may not be a pirate by choice, but I'm a fighter by heart. I will lead this crew to take many great prizes. And we will be the most orderly crew there is. We will have discipline unlike any other pirate crew, and we will crush even the Navy if they decide to try to step against us.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Roll well.
So we've got to roll it in chat for +5 to next player roll.
22.
I'm gonna. All right, we have a +5 to chat for next player roll. All right, that's 22. 22. All right, that's good. That's a 27 actually. Actually, at 27 in this mode,
That's
which feels like cheating. So I'm gonna subtract it. I'm just gonna give you the 22. I'm not gonna let you use that roll. That wouldn't be fair. Wouldn't be fair. So he says that, and you watch as Sly. You watch as a couple of the more, I suppose it would be like, fighter types seem to kind of step to the side of the deck that he's on. All right, like they kind of step into the side of the deck. Let's see, Scrimshaw doesn't get a vote because he's shit. Rosie's gonna step over there, but there's a couple. They're still kind of all milling about, but there's some nods. About 50% are nodding. Edward, what do you say?
Edward is of the Buccaneer blood of a pirate of the past. So Edward is going to say, I've never brought it up. Is what point was there at this point? My name is Edward Tarbos. I would see my name, the name Tarbos, to strike fear into every captain's heart. I can promise the exact same things as Cassis. That's all I can promise you. I promise you that we will be rich men and women who make our own choices, flying the black. That anyone that wants to draw iron against us will be met with iron. I promise everyone gets a fair say. A captain shouldn't be just the only one who leads by his own madness, but by our own collective madness.
Fair say and a fair share. And you hear some laughter from amongst the crew. Arr, 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 kind of laughter.
Get him a
Bar,
drink.
bar.
Ooh, bar, 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 bar. That one really good, man. That one really good. Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh, God.
All right. All right. All right.
It's going to be here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Four.
Nope.
No charisma.
So
Nope.
here's what I'll tell you. At this point, the crew, even though that was a 4 on the diplomacy, the crew seems inspired by Edward's words.
What's the Tarbos name?
I am curious, which way do Harkin and Wakir wish to go after hearing both potential captains give their speeches?
Call to Tarlin.
I'll go. All right. I've listened to Basmara. And while Caius is not a Basmara worshiper, he is of Asmodeus. If he signs a contract, he will obey it. If he says he is of the pirate code and the privateer's code of officers, he will keep his word. Tarbos, as Captain would and could possibly bring more danger upon us. So I vote for Caius.
Arlen.
The Harlan's kind of just been leaning up against the post this entire time, just observing
Zeb.
everybody.
Sorry, Zeb. I have to go with the diplomacy.
No, it makes sense. Yeah.
So of all the people on the ship, Caius is the one Harlan feels the most kind of connection with because he's, part devil by heritage, the sheer common tongue and infernal and everything else. Plus, he's very much of the when in doubt attack. He wakes up and chooses violence. So he's still adjusting his new hat and getting little bits of retina off of it.
That's true. That's really funny.
As much as I like dear Tarbos, you might be a little too green for the type of violence we need to commit. Not saying you won't be a excellent captain in your own right, but at this specific moment, with what we have to do, with what is immediately ahead of us, I feel that Caius will be the most logical choice, because there's a great deal of savage violence ahead of us. And he kind of, flicks his head at his chin, like points to the island to their south, I guess, southwest.
Yeah, southwest.
He's like, besides, if we run the crew the way if we actually do run the crew the way that everyone wants it run, then we can always have another vote should the tides change. But currently, I believe, and he pauses for a second, the winds blow in Caius's favor. This is what I feel Gozra is implying upon me, or impressing upon him. That's my vote.
As the two of you up on the stern castle look down at the crew, you can see that there are a lot of nods of agreement. Sly has not taken her eyes off of Caius, unblinking. It's creepy. She's intrigued. She likes it.
She wants to be first
The
matron.
only one who doesn't seem pleased with the way that the crew seems to be swaying, the only one that doesn't seem to be pleased by this is Griffer Tibbs. She has her little tattoo, or eye patch, and she's just looking at Edward with this like she's you can tell she wants to vote. But as Cutthroat Grok gets to the front, turns back and says, You've heard everything they have to say. Cast your vote. Who votes for Edward? And you hear a who votes for Caius? And the entire just yars and R's, etc. start going off. And congratulations, or maybe I'm sorry, Caius, but you have now been elected as captain of the Man's Promise. Everyone turns to you. What is your first order, Captain?
As the cheering dies down, in respect for Edward's lineage, his experience, and the respect he commands from you, I elect him my first mate.
Hear, hear, cheers, and hip hips, and yip yip hurrahs, and args. Lots of those going off. And Griffer Tibbs doesn't look quite as pissed off at the situation anymore. Kind of nods to Edward, and gives him the old eye.
Edward steps forward and just says, well, I guess I'll just have to keep you from doing anything stupid for us, eh?
That's what I'm going to need. I don't know damn about fixing a ship, which is our first order. We need to fix this damn ship and get our crew back.
Rock will, she's the quartermaster. She will kind of raise a hand. Captain, if I might.
He nods and
We only have enough supplies for another week or so. Time is of the essence. I can do half rations and likely extend that to 10 days, perhaps a little bit longer. But as far as what we need a long, stout, sturdy tree to rebuild the central central mast. Also, need some additional lumber to repair the leaks below deck.
Let's get a small party on shore to get the smaller lumber we need. The officers and I will scout and try and find a large suitable tree as well as the rest of our crew.
Aye. And everyone starts busying themselves with preparing a couple of away parties, which is brilliant. So, I'm assuming you guys will go yourselves on shore as a party, and you'll send out a couple of additional parties to go and scout for items, supplies, and things of that nature. Is that fair? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds right.
I
And
like that.
obviously, everyone speak up. Because Edward's first officer, and then we have, supporting officers in Mr. Oh no, you don't have your name on your thing. Mr. Harlan and Walkier.
Yep. Perfect.
I went to go read them and now I need to use my memory. I don't have that anymore.
What is a memory?
Love it. I love it. So it takes you guys several hours to begin preparing. You start taking an inventory of the vessel, kind of seeing what you have. You start getting some damage reports, and it looks like you're going to need at least 4, decent sized trees to get enough lumber to repair some of the damage to the hull of the vessel. And you're also going to need at least 1 very large tree. Now, based on your observations, I'm going to have you all roll perception checks on the actual island itself, so you can get an idea of where you might locate some of these required items. Move everyone over back to old Bone Rack Island. Nice island. So the island itself, like I said, is a sort of almost like a crushed banana shape, right? And you see that there's a little kind of like mountain range off on the kind of like the eastern side of the island. Okay. And
kidney.
yeah, it's like a kidney. That's actually better. We'll call it a kidney. It's like a kidney. You see it. And you notice that there appears to be up on the south, kind of middle eastern southward from your direction, you see what looks to be a fort, an old fort up on the island. It's not a very big island. It's only maybe like 3 miles long by like a half a mile wide. It's pretty small island, right? But it's definitely evil. Definitely evil. So, the question that I have for all of you, you have anything else you'd like to do prior to leaving the vessel?
We need to patch everybody up best we can.
Just split up this loot as well. I think Edward's the only one who uses cutlasses. You want both those cutlasses?
It's not a bad way to do it, man.
Yeah, no, if there's no objection, I will
can't-
take both cutlasses.
I can't
I'd
use
like-
a cutlass.
I'd like one of the amulet's natural armor.
And I would like another one if I can.
Anyone, any opposition to that?
No.
Okay. So take your amulet, take your cutlasses, and we have 2 bracers of armor left over. If someone doesn't wear armor, that's a good item. If not, it's garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't wear armor, but I mean,
The braces of armor.
Then take it.
yeah,
Plus one.
Well, I mean, I wear
There's-
leather. We're freeze
Yeah,
it. I wear leather.
because everything's doubled, so
Oh.
we got 2 of them, right?
Yeah, we got two of
Yep.
everything. I should be able. I mean, I'll take a Masterwork Cat of Nine Tails. Oh, it's different than the. Okay, never mind. I was reading it. I think it was a named crossbow. Never mind.
No, it's the light crossbow.
So as all of you are preparing and patching yourselves up, Edward, you find yourself below deck gathering some of your supplies, and as you're traveling below deck down one of the hallways of it, you feel a kind of firm hand on your arm as you're crossing by one of the cabins. And we're just gonna fade to black on this, but you get pulled into a cabin with Griffer Tibbs, and some pirate nasty goes down. So good for you, buddy. You've got a friend.
Oh,
Well, bam!
Okay.
It happens. There you go. Some pirate nasty. She gets down and dirty with you for a little bit. It's quick. It's
Hey.
crazy, but it happens.
Hey,
And,
good for you, buddy. Good for you, buddy.
Good for you, buddy. Yeah.
Good job,
Basically, the line is, you may not be captain, but you can captain me. There it is. And that's where we go. Beautiful. So Edward returns on deck with a big shit-eating grin on his face.
This
which is super
hat all cut.
oh, cock-wise, all
Fucking pantsy.
Oh, hey, we go to the island? It's going to be great. So there you go. But there we have it. All right, perfect. So that's a good moment. But all right, so traveling to Bone Rack Island. It is a horrible, horrible, horrible place, but it's probably going to be all right. Maybe it won't. I'm not sure.
Hey, Wolfie, passengers and prisoners who may be objects of lust to crew members are not to be imposed upon or harassed. It is in the privateer's code.
Did you resist, sir? I don't
No.
think so. Yeah, all right. No? Why?
Get away, girls, you're nasty.
Oh, girls are gross.
Cooties.
Oh.
Yeah, he's on a pirate ship and he's worried about getting fucking cooties. All right, cool.
Yeah, all right.
My mom always said girls are gross.
All right. So as you wage your way onto Bone Rack Isle, your first encounter is with a area known as the Fist. A glowering fist of rough granite rises from the jungle on the eastern end of the island. The Fist is approximately 50 feet high and is fairly easy to climb. I'm going to need everyone to give me climb checks right now as you're trying to kind of scale this area to actually get into the island itself.
Fantastic. Does Edward have a morale bonus from being in a good spirit?
Yes, he is getting a +1 to everything he does.
All right. Well, that's 25. for
Climbing. God damn it. All right.
You're
let's see.
struggling a little bit. You're struggling a little bit.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Can Edward drop a rope? Because
I
I was
my
gonna
time's
say,
off.
can I
Yeah.
shimmy up
Absolutely.
there?
You can
and
shimmy
drop
up there
a
and
rope?
drop a rope and allow everyone to do it. So you're able to kind of climb up. As you get to the top of this 50-foot rise, which is giving you greater access into the island itself, I need everyone to make perception check.
Perception check.
You guys find a small, what appears to be an old beacon fire that sits at the summit of this area. And you actually find 6 ever-burning torches up there.
That's a good get.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a great get.
Does anyone not want one? I have dark vision. I don't need one.
I mean, I'll take one anyway because it's always I can be like, here, take
Yeah.
this. If you
Yeah.
if you get so there's somebody in the crew you probably get paired with sometime that's not going to have dark vision. So
Yep.
That's fair.
we've got them.
Okay. Everybody
as
take
well.
one. I'm leaving 2 on the list.
Might as well.
The old signal fire, you travel down it, leads down a path. There's actually a pathway that leads down into the island proper. You are skirting the kind of north side of Bone Rack Isle right now. So let me just zoom out for a second so you guys can see it. You guys are skirting down from this kind of mountainish area that you found yourselves up here. Okay, up here. And you are skirting yourselves down, and you're actually traveling towards what appears to be an old abandoned fishing village. And as you move your way down into it, there is a gathering of collapsed mud huts that sits on the island's northern beach. It doesn't look like it's been inhabited for decades. And you notice that there are a lot of signs of grindylows in here. You can kind of see like the drag marks from the tentacles. You can see some scrimshaw. You can see some slime and maybe a little bit of ink here and there. It's kind of gross. But if you guys want to take some time to explore this, you may do so.
Kier had the information before he kicked this all off. He had information on this, so Edward is definitely gonna kind of question about that of when was the last time this island was inhabited? Is there going to be anybody besides
Over 50 years?
Okay. So for the most part, we're just going to be running into little gross goblin
Shits.
Yeah, little
water centaurs.
little water fuckers. One thing I wanted to bring up we didn't before, since we know that, and obviously we've had some crew already taken. When we split up to do all the party shit, I'm gonna make sure we got some swords, some like
Yeah.
some ass kickers in every group, just as a security detail, effectively.
Yeah.
So as of right now, I'm assuming that you guys are forging the path. So you will likely run into anything, and they are coming in behind you.
Okay.
So
okay.
you guys are going to take the brunt of everything. I am not going to be risking any of the crew
Yeah,
as of
that's
right
fine.
now.
Yep.
May
Okay.
change, but I'm assuming you're being really, really smart about how you're approaching this island.
Yeah, and I also would have we would have made a thing like, okay, if you see a big ass trail of smoke or like that's the shit's going wrong signal.
Yep.
Because we can set a fire
Yep,
pretty.
yep.
I can set fires pretty quick.
Yep.
So as you were traveling
So-
along the beach here, did you want to investigate the old fishing village, or would you like to ignore the
I
old
think it's
fishing village?
worth giving it a look.
I-
If
yeah,
not
I
just
wanna-
for if
I
not
wanna
just
s-
for making sure we're not going to get stabbed in the ass by something hiding in the village.
Is there a way before even entering the village, can we find any signs of where our crew is dragged? Like,
Ooh, see now you're
Obviously, there would be some-
now you're thinking with
Yeah,
angles. Which
That's
is
some
really smart.
survival shit.
Like where your
yeah,
mind's
there would
at.
be like boot tracks of them being drugged.
Yeah, nice deep ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty good in survival. I got 10 in survival.
Why don't you
I could
make some
try and
survival checks?
make some checks. How's a 30
Oh.
do you?
Oh my god.
I'm
So-
proficient in it. I get it as a class skill.
Here's the good news. Here's the good news. You do find some tracks. Here's the bad news. None of them
Mhm.
appear to be tracks of drag victims or Grindylows. You also think to yourself that Grindylows tend to live in like sea caves, so they probably got
Mhm.
dragged into a sea cave somewhere. So they might not even have gotten on land. You're more than likely looking for a cavern
Along
that
the
is
coast.
either that's on the
Yeah,
coast
yeah.
or maybe an internal, entrance. You're not sure. But what you
If they-
do
yeah.
discover are footprints in some of that. You know that
Footprints.
section where it's like sand, but then it starts to become like dirt. And maybe
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes,
yeah.
depending on
Yeah.
like if the tide's coming in and out. This is kind of a low island. Like it's very close to sea level. There's like some, like you can see on the map, there's like some waterish marks and things like that.
Mhm.
You see some footprints. They look
Okay.
fresh. Like
Fresh.
recent
Okay.
footprints. And they're not yours because you're the only ones that have been on this island.
Medium size, booted, barefoot.
Medium-sized, barefoot.
And we could have had some people that weren't taken to just try to ditch and get away from whatever. I mean, that's also a possibility, but I'll definitely
I
point
assume
that out.
I assume we did a head count after we just
Yeah.
figured who was dead and who was alive after the mutiny.
You killed all of the others. Like it was a clean. It was
But we're not
How-
missing anyone other than we know who we're missing before.
no, just the 4.
Because we lost barefoot. So how clear is the footprint? Like, is it like fresh mud?
You know what?
Or...
Get down close to the footprint and give me a perception check as you're analyzing it.
Okay. It's in.
Anyone can do this. Anyone can do this.
Drag
Drag a token onto the map so I can.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it.
I'll do it.
It smells like rot, like rotten flesh. And you actually find in one of the footprints a bit of what appears to be grayed, purplish colored flesh.
That bodes
Undead.
well.
This is just turning into a morning full of surprises for us.
Yeah, as soon as Kaya says I'm dead, I'm gonna just shoot a look to Wakir.
I will be ready. I'll do a religion check.
You would recognize that stench as ghoul.
Cool.
Lovely, not even just zombies.
Ghouls. These are the one touch will paralyze you.
Oh, fantastic! This island just keeps getting better and better.
Not good. And as
Yeah.
you were all standing on the shoreline, sort of thinking about where you are in life, Caius is feeling really good about the fact that he's now a captain. We cut to sort of an aerial view where we see 2 women, and I use the term women loosely, moving their way towards you, kind of hustling, almost like down like an ape would run. And you all are discussing, analyzing these prints in the sand. And I will give you all a perception check to notice these creatures moving towards you.
I think we do.
You see two ghoul women rushing towards you. There is this horrible kind of hunger look in their eyes. And this is what they look like, my friends. This is what they look like. They kind of look like some weird ghoul lady brides.
Ooh,
And they got
little-
big, long,
little
nasty
gypsy
looking
vibe.
tongues, like little gypsy vibes to them. And they just roar, just roar at you, going flesh, flesh. But that's not the worst of it. As they open their mouths, you see from both of them a swarm of mosquitoes comes flying out and coalesces into a, you guessed it, swarm of nasty mosquitoes. And my friends, this is where we will have our second fight of the evening. Fight on the beach of Bone Rack Isle. My friends, roll initiative.
Now, when we rested to heal everything up, do we consider that a short rest or a full rest? For the
I
purposes
think
of
it's a short lesson,
rest.
Pathfinder.
Yeah, it's just a short
Okay,
rest.
short
You don't
rest.
get any spells back or anything.
Okay.
Why didn't it give me my initiative?
King Dogley.
I don't
scared.
have any health apparently.
I can roll initiative pretty well, but I can't roll fucking anything else.
Edward is dead apparently.
What's your health?
I believe I was at 8.
All right,
Hold
I
on.
would have cast.
17.
Atomic said we should patch up before he left, anyways.
Yeah, no, we
You
would
guys,
definitely
you can all
between
be at max HP.
Okay.
But,
between
you know,
medicine and potion
Well, I've
or
got-
anything else.
like
I mean,
items
it's
you've
good.
used, class abilities per day, and stuff like that, you guys are down
Yeah.
that right now. Yep.
Okay.
All right, and here's the good news. Here's the good news. We're all gonna die. That's probably gonna be fine. All right.
Make sure you toggle off Inspire Courage if you still have it on.
Not for long.
There we go.
Well, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. It's like Patrick should be in every game. It's like he'll play like the witch or the bard or the cleric and just keep you buffed the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I love Patrick for that.
Good man.
Oh yeah, He's best player to have.
He's a good guy. Oh yeah, great guy. Great guy. Just the best. Just a great guy. All right.
Yeah.
First up in the
Hold
initiative.
on, I didn't
is-
think I rolled initiative. There we go.
First up in the initiative is Harlan Blackmane. Let's do.
Burn the mosquitoes out of the sky.
Yeah.
I don't have anything for that.
See, what's the penalty? Is there a penalty for attacking swarms?
So, okay. Rules is
remember.
written, you can't actually damage swarms that are like tiny diminutive, like if they're diminutive
Yeah, yeah.
sized.
Yeah, with weapon damage.
I hate that because it makes swarms just murderish. I just have
Yeah.
it deal half damage.
Half damage. Okay.
Yeah. And that's the thing is swarms are hard to kill and they tend to have like double digit HP. Like
Yeah.
20, 30 HP. And you
Well,
it's
yeah.
hard to hurt
Unless
them.
you have a wizard or an alchemist that can huck bombs at them, that's been my experience. The swarms are fucking miserable to deal with. I think the best thing to do at the moment is we're gonna throw a little bit of lightning at them because I have plenty of those.
I love that. I love
so
that
we're-
journey for this.
It's
swarm.
good. It's gonna be like like a bug zapper. I
You know
can't
what?
help it. It's so
You know
beautiful.
what? I'm gonna have this deal damage and a half, like if you do area effect, because it's fucking lightning, and that's hilarious that you said bug zapper. I'm gonna allow it. Absolutely.
I mean, it's a single target attack. I don't have an AOE one yet until
Doesn't
5th
matter.
level.
Damage and a
There.
half. It's
All right,
hilarious.
cool. All right, lightning arc. Oh, come on.
That's not bad. That's not bad. 15 damage on this guy. The swarm. You watch as it strikes them.
Oh, they're yeah, that's
and,
right,
like,
it's touch.
like half the swarm falls out of the sky to the ground, but it's still buzzing quite aggressively. And the two
Cool.
ghoul women go just screeching at you.
Fucking hate mosquitoes.
Alright, you're up next.
It's the one
Guys?
insect I'm allergic to.
Caius strides forwards, and his hand begins to glow with negative energy, and he just swipes his hand through the remaining swarm, making a touch attack against them. And as he does so, he holds his hand up, looking at the ghouls, and says, "Serve me and be sated."
Ooh.
I'm going to also make a diplomacy check if I'm allowed.
Love it. I'm gonna allow it.
1d20 plus my attack bonus is 5. That's a hit. I assume on their touch AC.
Oh yeah.
And shit all for negative energy damage.
You swipe exactly one mosquito.
Nice. I was too busy talking to the ghouls.
Yes. Give me a diplomacy check
I
on the ghouls.
If I can get them for one round to stop moving. Did it not go through?
23. The 2 ghouls sniff the air in your direction, and they take a beat. One round, they're gonna be caught off guard by there being another undead here. Edward Tobias,
Excellent.
you're next.
I guess I'm gonna take a step forward following my new captain, and I'm going to swipe at the mosquitoes.
Will the torches do any damage to him?
I think we're doing half damage either way, but
Oh, torches would deal full damage. Fire.
No.
Oh, would there be?
You've got-
But you might not know that.
You might not
You
know
might
that.
not know that.
Swipe.
Well, I mean, you're what domain were you? Storm domain.
I was talking. Yeah, I'm Storm. Yeah.
Okay.
well, I mean,
but I don't-
ever-burning torches wouldn't do anything anyways. They don't do any
Well,
fire.
no, I was thinking you were air domain for some reason.
Hey, he's an airbender.
Well, if you're
No.
air domain, you get lightning. You get the lightning arc as
No, I've got
air.
Storm Burst.
Oh nope, we don't have courage anymore. Calm down. Calm down.
No courage yet.
I forgot to turn that off.
Oh, I have weather.
no.
I have weather
Oh
domain.
no.
Weather. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember. I knew it was one of the ones. I've got lightning. This mine. Go figure. Oh, I have lightning.
Oh
What a surprise.
no! Possible crit miss. Roll to confirm. Oh no,
Already
it's
in there,
7.
7.
Oh no! Critical miss. That's
Whap,
horrible. All right, whop. So your critical miss card is melee. Your attack hits an ally within reach. Luckily, no one's within reach, so you swipe, and you're not used to swiping and hitting something that gives you resistance. You're swiping into a swarm, and as you swipe, you swing, and you're like, I'm glad no one was standing next to me. That's good, because you would have hit them.
It's like a follow through on a golf club swing.
Yeah.
Walk here.
Spin around.
Next.
Tarbos, no swiping. You're welcome. You may now re-enter Inspire Courage because he will spend his full action of sermonic performance, and it will be Inspire Courage.
Beautiful. The woman is currently. No, this swarm doesn't like you. It's gonna move in. It's gonna start
That's fair.
biting you. Yeah, it's gonna go for it.
There's
So-
no blood in there though.
You are gonna get swarmed.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
It's a vampire.
He has
There's
no
no
blood.
blood.
Do you have any blood?
He has other people's blood.
Well, he is a vampire.
Take
so he does have
9
his own.
damage.
Yeah, true.
Are you
Ow.
gonna give me a fortitude save? Are you immune to disease?
Not yet.
Oh no.
You want to be a ghoul?
I
Nope.
got a fortitude save.
No.
You don't wanna be a ghoul. That's good.
Apparently
That's
not.
good. Buzz. Give me also a. I do.
Fraction? I don't think so.
Oh, can you take bleed damage?
Yeah.
All right, you're currently bleeding for 1d6 around.
And I can't
Ow.
heal you.
I can heal myself.
X. Okay. Harlan
That's
Black.
so much bleed. Holy shit.
Oh yeah. Mosquito swarms are brutal.
One Harlan Black main. Oh, that's right. I can't heal him either.
Lightning.
Yeah, it's. Damn it.
Where's that squirrel in a pouch when you need him?
I know.
I know.
Where's Jester when you need him?
Yeah, let's fling some more lightning at it. I want to help out. I want to help out Caius, but I can't because it'll just hurt him.
I believe.
All right. Yep. Let's do some more Roll 20 wants to cooperate.
I believe.
That's a fucking 22
Yeah, I
for
had to refresh.
12.
Oh, most of the mosquitoes appear to have been zapped, but there's still enough biting you, Caius, that it sucks for you. So that's where you're at. Yeah, that's where
I
you're
like to
at.
imagine Caius is close enough he could just see the lightning arcing from each individual mosquito through the
yes.
line.
Yes, like it's like spider webbing out. It's so
Yeah.
I love it.
I'll take a 5-foot over here. This one.
That's so awesome.
Caius is going to touch of corruption himself to hopefully help. Yep, that'll stop the bleed as
You're not
well, I
bleeding anymore,
believe.
that's good. No, actually, you have to take positive energy damage. So you just bleed forever
Oh, shit.
and never die.
That'd be unfortunate.
Yeah.
That'd be really bad. He's going to
Actually.
swing at the swarm. Yeah, actually. 21 for 10.
So
Oh,
as you are swiping, the lightning actually strikes your blade and starts arcing from the blade. So you basically use it as an electric fly swatter, swiping the rest of the mosquito swarm, and they all drop to the ground. Fantastic.
Sounds like you're popping popcorn.
Fantastic. This school doesn't like that you did that, and it's going to charge you because that was their friends.
That
Fair.
would be an awesome teamwork feat, as if like I could use my lightning to charge his sword that he then uses to stab a bitch.
I think there is one
Talk
that does
about
that. That's
We'll
Is
talk
there?
about it. And if there's
That would be-
not, we'll talk about it and we can design something because that's
We'll make
really
something.
Cool. That's really cool.
Yep.
All right, this one's
I
gonna
have the
charge you,
power.
and it's gonna go and try to give you the boops. 7 does not hit.
That's just
Edward, you're up next.
I'm going to take 5 foot and I am going to bat.
Boopity boop.
Double, and we do have boards, so
Oh yeah, you're right. That does. Well, it's arcane power, but
oh my god.
Why does the universe?
Wow.
I think you used all your luck. I told you this island was cursed.
Oh.
So
Well,
many
somebody-
players have
Oh.
died here.
it's not even that he's used his luck because he had to re-roll on the ship.
Good news is 14 doesn't confirm. Look here, you're up next.
All right, so as a swift action, I continue with the stuff,
Yep.
and I'm looking at the few things I have left,
I believe.
and I really don't have anything.
6. I got 2.
So I will move 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'll touch Tarbos with Asmaro's protection from the undead evil.
Ooh, protection from evil. Let's go.
Nice.
So you get a
Someone
+2
hears.
to your AC and resistance to saves. So just do your
Beats.
bonus.
You get bit. Bias. You get bit.
Yes.
Unfortunate, but you only take 4 points of damage. Give me a fortitude save. I just feel like you want to be a ghoul. Come on, man.
Jesus.
All the cool ghouls are doing it. Like, you know.
I'm gonna level up before it goes through anyways. I'm gonna be immune.
What are you too cool for ghoul? Come on, get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like any of it. All right, cool. All right, next up is Harlan. Go ahead.
All right.
We're gonna switch up the music. Go to.
I still got some lightning. It seems to be working pretty well so far.
Lightning.
Music is so quiet for me, by the way.
5-foot
Oh, I
shift.
just don't want to blow up your ears. Sorry.
And
No,
we'll
it's all right. I just have it maxed out and I can't really hear it.
Which one is latching on to my man? I assume it's the one in front of him.
Not latched on, just bit.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. But it's still trying to take some
Right.
chunks
Just a
out of
nibble.
him. I don't appreciate that.
Right. in front of him.
Just hissing at him.
Yeah. Well,
Spitting out a chunk of me.
The lion, the witch, the audacity of this bitch. All right, so we're gonna fire some lightning at her and we'll do 22 for 9.
Nice. That's a solid 9 points of damage. He hisses and smells like burnt, rotten flesh.
I feel like you, Wakir. I'm running out of shit.
You ever made the mistake of cooking
I
meat
am
that's
out of
gone
shit.
sour?
Yep.
That's what it smells like.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's horrible.
Yeah, no.
It's so bad. It's a unique experience. Don't recommend.
Oh yeah, no. I had some brats that were still looking on the outside, but it started to go bad on the inside, and it was like I cut them open. And it was like,
it's horrible. It's the
Oh,
worst
yeah, it was-
smell.
mm-mm, it
Oh.
was
Caius
bad.
is going to touch corruption himself for 4.
Ace.
I have one more of those left, and he's going to swing at the one in front of him.
Leave.
The one that actually got the bite off.
Oh, that is
15 for
That is
12?
a felled ghoul. She turns to Ash in front of you.
Nice. Nice.
Ghoul over here is going to scream, "My sister! You killed my sister!" And she is going to full attack on you.
I offered.
She will completely miss every attack. Edward, you're up next.
Don't worry, I'll miss too.
With that attitude, you will.
Don't forget your inspire courage.
14 is
Yeah.
a hit for 7, which is good. 4 is a crit miss, but it does not confirm. Walk here twice round. You're up next.
All right, well, I'll move over here. And I reach out and touch
Love it.
Caius
it.
with guidance.
Let's go. Cool woman is down. Marlon, you're up next.
Okay. Got one more lightning I can huck. Or I could break out the crossbow. Mama didn't raise no quitter. Let's fire some more lightning. 16 against touch for 11 damage. They
We
snipe a bolt
watch
between Wakir
as
and
the
Edward.
bolt kind of does like an arc through the neck, up through the head, and out the other side. There's just like smoking holes, and the thing just turns to ash and crumples to the ground.
And Harlan just goes,
Dude, that's like your like 6th kill today.
yeah, I do. I've been getting
crushing
some
it,
good.
man.
Attacking against touch is a big deal. This is why gunslingers can be broken as shit.
Amazing. Well done, brother. Well done. So as the sounds
Thanks.
of combat stop, you find that there are the ash piles of 2 ghouls. There's several thousand burnt mosquitoes on the ground as well, still slightly smoking and arcing a little bit. But as you begin to maybe sift through a bit of the ash before you, maybe the ash before you guys are gonna find. You guys are going to find a unworked opal amongst the ash from their clothing. It's worth about 325 gold.
Damn.
You also find a potion of mage armor. Master level 1.
Hmm.
Not
That's a
terrible. At this point, you're all feeling a bit worse for wear, but there's still plenty of day left.
I think we should rest.
Yeah.
I'm completely out of
Um,
healing. We're out of
have-
resources.
I have a domain spell.
You could head
only.
into the old shacks in the fishing village. You notice that there doesn't seem to be any footprints into the fishing village.
Well, yeah, I imagine it's abandoned because ghouls have been roaming it.
Well, there's
Yeah.
no other footprint because the ghouls aren't hanging out there apparently.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I think that's a good move.
as you guys travel towards a direction and you head into the old fishing tents, you guys can't shake the feeling like you're being. Can't shake the feeling you're being watched. I'm gonna give everyone a quick perception check here as you're getting ready to bed down. You don't see anything. You don't see anything. Hakir, you see the beauty that is the ocean up before you. The beauty
the
of this
island.
Mara's domain, sea. And that you have feet. And that they feel good in the sand. Having a moment. I've been recently taking a long walk on the beach. I hate long walks on the beach. They're horrible. Sand is uneven. You almost roll your ankle every 2 seconds, but I
It's
totally
coarse. It
digress.
gets everywhere.
Of course, gets everywhere. It's right up in there. But I think that right there is actually a good moment to pan out as you guys bed down for the afternoon and I'd say the late morning and early afternoon into the evening to rest and recover from your adventures. And
We get
just
the group
like
together.
just like a CRPG, you guys you hear this da na na na, And you're all going to go up to level 3, which is awesome.
Hey,
Very, very nice.
Hey.
After that amazing fight aboard the Man's Promise, after defeating a CR5 encounter, which is what that was, very quickly, which is amazing. If that mosquito swarm had gotten a couple more licks in, it could have taken you, but you guys nuked it. I just want to say, you guys caught me off guard, and I don't often get caught off guard. I didn't expect the mutiny to happen right there.
I didn't
But,
expect Patrick to kick it off.
Yeah,
I thought that was going to be
an.
I thought that was going to be a Caius or an Edward thing. To be honest,
No,
Oh,
I was.
that Patrick
If
smile.
something else happened,
He
I
looks
was
so
I was
smug.
gonna whip out my cutlass and I was gonna attack if he
I
went
wasn't
to
gonna
Patrick
allow
one more
that.
time.
I wasn't
Patrick,
gonna
Yeah,
let a
no,
guy
no, no.
whip
you
me
have
no
a
more.
smile, Patrick, when you're being mischievous, and I just saw it like 6 times tonight, and it was
Yeah.
wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. But I just want to compliment you guys. This was super fun. I had an absolute delight this evening. I was super looking forward to this like all day long.
Yeah, for sure.
And just thank you guys for just being badasses. And congratulations, Caius, on the promotion. Congratulations, Zeb, on the promotion, and to Harlan and Atomic, and to Harlan, Atomic, Wakir, Patrick. You guys are all part of a ship's crew, like council. Like you're pretty much like what the upper, probably the officers. You're all officers on the ship, I would assume, which is pretty great. And I'm excited to see whether or not you guys survive the island. I'm hoping you will. If the first encounter is any indication, I think you guys will be fine. And an extra level and some more HP is probably going to give you guys that leg up that you need to make it through, to the end. But we'll be spending the next couple sessions aboard this island. There's a number of different locations to explore and to discover, interesting things to find, and hopefully everything goes well. You guys will be able to rescue your missing crew. You'll be able to rescue your missing crew, and I have my fingers crossed. I wanted to share with a couple of our viewers that I picked the brain of our players a couple weeks back when we had played, and there's a couple of NPCs that I'm going to be flushing out a little bit more as things move forward. And as I had mentioned, I really, really, really enjoy this campaign because it starts us off with such a robust cast of NPCs for us all to interact with, and really it's like it forces you to breathe life into them in the beginning. But you guys are going to see, my goal is to see a little bit more life with Arietta Banson, Sly, Griffith Tibbs, and assuming we can rescue him, the dwarf, as it were, Narwhal. So in the meantime, as I always say at the end of every session, any final thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns before we get ready to wrap up today's session?
Just good to get back into it. I mean, we haven't
Oh, yeah.
gotten to play since what,
A long
mid-December.
time.
Been a
Mhm.
while.
So
Been a hot
everything just
second.
life just keeps shitting on everybody.
It
So
just
it's
kept
good.
shitting on
It's
everybody.
good to get back into it.
Oh,
I
hell yeah.
messaged the players last night. I said, no matter what we're playing, even if I have to NPC all of your characters, like it's happening. I don't care. I will do it myself. And I was serious. I was ready. If anyone cancels, like I'm just gonna Jaeger him. Don't care. I'll just do 5 copies of myself on the screen, and I will play with myself. And it'll be
I
awesome.
can play multiple character sheets. I've done it before. It's good.
Beautiful, beautiful. But as I always say at the end of every session as well, guys, thank you so freaking much for playing. This was an absolute delight. I'm feeling good. I really am. I'm smiling. I got a bunch of good laughs. There were some good fights. You guys are freaking awesome. So thank you. Thank you so much to the viewers for viewing. We had a bunch of people in the chat here today, posting, asking questions, spending point redeems, which was awesome. I really appreciate you guys doing that. Happy gaming, everyone. You'll see these guys next week. Same game time, same gameplays for session 6 of Skull and Shackles, the Wormwood Mutiny, and a new pirate crew, which will gain infamy and plunder over the course of their pirate adventures. But until then, be well, be safe, and watch the horizon.